Everybody say, say, how can I express my gratitude for all the many things you've done for me? Words are not enough, to say thank you. Say, Lord, you are my everything. You're my everything. How can I express my gratitude? How can I express my gratitude for all the many things Father, you done for me, yeah. Words are not enough to say thank you. So Lord, you are, you're my everything. Say, I call you Jireh. You're my provider. I call you Eunice. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. Hey. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are. You're my everything. I call you Jireh. Lord, my provider. I call you Eunice. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are. You're my everything.
Aha. Ebraso say you sign about what mobile and the 23rd of April 2022. I was for the community and the law and your day bro you from Recourse from Paul and Baby teach me between now and the next 2 hours in front of us now and senior me notice in the HR was why is my application to remove the no recourse to public fund, no recourse to public fund. So condition, I didn't think my application here refuse. And the question is, can I reapply? Between now and 6 p.m. UK time, we streaming live on BWTV, BWF Solicitors Facebook, BWF Solicitors YouTube, and our BW Radio. NT Freobi, no so Freobi. Now you share page and you can share for said the program is on. The community is at a meeting. Now you meeting no and your baby sing idea. Your baby share a coin befa so now fe and your ma. Entimin to ye ewo emremuni idea no. Ya de atu ye na akoye. BWF Solicitors and any AD Jume and unti ibakwa kwada wansi. But ansana no. Mr. Ma yenshase is the community and the law. Hello again. You see, I have my phone in my hand, and what I'm doing is welcoming everybody on board. The community and the law. If I'm a recruit from Pona, me were the privilege I have the honor and of course the exciting duty to come your way and present the program, the community and the law. Jumedia de ebro yeshe emremu titu UK emra any immigration sem na yede atutu iye. Na wo sani won so betimi agina onana eniem anko bone amfa ama. Nti sabre ya yehye na mepese mekai wo se we live ewo BWTV so we live ewo BW Radio so we live ewo BWF Solicitors Facebook page. Sanso now you're live ewo BWF Solicitors YouTube page. I will say waba na wapeke aye link and wa share with others. Keep telling people say the program that gives you all the information, the knowledge and the experience is live on air. Sandra, thank you very much. Very first person to log on. Thank you. Alex Osei, thank you. Very second person to log on. I'm seeing all that. Odeshia Batnana also, thank you so much for joining. And the yebabedi hu en komono. Yeka and say your condition be no recourse to public fund. Now, why application say yes no recourse to public fund in free wo situation wo UK so no. Or the application call you refuse. I didn't see the refuse here. Now say refuse here. Over to me your application bill. So question on be say no one sign on be sign at this condition no acha wana say to say and then bicha ye me wo nia lawyer Charles Asma ha obeboa me na fe ya baba be di enkomo ofri BWF Solicitors so ye na oba be ka yensa enti yenya na sa no de na aseda ani ye nkranhye ne de hye ye ho ye da na se ne so hye ho nkran se ye be frɛ afoforo no oba aba be hwɛ na fe wo betie na wode enkomo no so akɔ obia enya ho emfaso ebi o me kai wo say oba say woni BWF Solicitors edi enkita ho a bomodi an say obekɔ won ase ye ewo 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road no so ewo 7 Sisters North London where adwuma Monday to Friday free anopa 9:30 ekopem anwumere 6 o'clock ye frɛ one number no 0208 493 7340 me see number no so 0208 493 7340 and answer 077 127 61884 077 127 61884. Winning me kwa kotonkra na me kono in about a minute or so no. The me pesa wo ye na say pick up your phone, your smartphone, then start sharing the page. Na dodo na enya na fe ye mention komo no ase. Enti whilst I'm doing that and whilst we're taking the message and saying thank you to BWF Solicitors, share the page. I'll be right back.
Yeah, fair man, you London. Ya jia basobodie bebre. Ni ya redare ewo mransemu. Eye legal services, BTC family law, matrimonial law, immigration, dispute resolution, Ghanaian customary, any family law. Wo BWF die, yen solicitors edi enijie ene twitwaje wo na yebo nso nya den kra. Yen partner penin pa Bernardo Wusu aye lawyer ewo UK memu bebru mfie duonu nkron 29 years. BWF Solicitors kura won ho. Inti se ba na ebusuansem bi te se child care eya abofrahwe mu awaregya ye ho twema mentwe ene ohye ana injunction ye de to domestic violence so a ye ma legal assistance ya edimu na ye adwuma nso. Yen child care any family team no nimnia wo famu ewe ne ya wo brei mu enu ntine yeto ye mbo ase ma wafutu a esefata ewo kokoa mu. Yen senior partner obi a Law Society Family Law Accreditation Panel agina tumu na osanso ye member na kire se eba no se ye gina wachi etwitwaje ewo family any matrimonial cases ho a wonni haw kra. Wo pe advice ewo immigration sensem ho. Wo BWF Solicitors die ye immigration team no abredare ewo general immigration ho nsemsem kosi complex immigration, work permit, student visa ho totoye, any entry clearance visas, family visas, ni appeals. Yen senior partner a member na wasagina tum ewo Law Society Immigration Accreditation Panel. Inti se taiwachi a wonni haw kra. Ye bie an office free juada ekosi fiada anopa non krompe mu ekosi enumre nunsia eye 9:30 am kosi 6 pm ena memene danso appointment nko free anopa nondu ekosi ewia no 9 eye 10 am kosi 4 pm. Yewo 4th floor ewo Anna House 214-218 Tottenham High Road, London N15 4NP. Sawun 93 7 Sisters Underground Nswa eye kwantie bi. Yen senior partner Bernardo Wusu san ye barrister ya gina tumu na oye Ghana Bar Association member ena wasan gina se mranimfo ewo court cases ya efa Ghana law ho. Wa advise local authorities, official solicitors office ni solicitors bebre efa Ghanaian law ho yi na osan yo bi a otai kasa ewo radio any TV so fa Ghanaian law ho.
Yo, watching Cray na nye akwadro. Momodia na share page no. Na fe yemfa and komono and shisha so. Well, I've done mine. I'm almost through. Odia doors so koso na share because we are all doing it together. Ebusia, se unko immigration issue bi muda. Sometimes here na wadwin say airfosa, but then easy. There are so many situations that people go through that you would want to regularize, but how are you doing that? Who is helping you? I'm directing you and recommending BWF Solicitors. Say anyone, any inkitaho, na fe one share immigration samno amount. Ebinum dia fa baby akọ na wenya solutions. Ekoko say you know or dia BWF. Yes, they will sort it out for you. But you say a stitch in time saves 9. And he say wo ye ntam na akoyie. Hwede e ben wo na wagye ntam because sutrom yenu eye ni han. Abusuya ye wo situation bi e wo yen immigration semenumu e ha ye friend said no recourse to public funds. Eye den ya. Adenti ena you say what you can't have any access to public funds. Why? Nipa category ben ena ye do mo ekoto sa situation no mo. Na se ba na sa eden ena obeye. Okay. What the application ako? You say won't qualify for public funds. And you refuse to application. No. How do you rectify that? Because genuinely you would want to have access to the public funds. Reason in the same. One more reason in the same. Obetimia your application for fraud. Whilst you are trying as much as possible to get to where you want to get. Minim say ye technical kakra me boboso ni ade but omo nim na lawyer be checha se obi na ni so no ubehunu say ade no e ha adwene pa enti e wo say ye pe solution to it eno ene ye nkomo ene but answer na no me so ma me no nsu ade kakra bi e wo ha ne etia ene say wo bosome nine no mu enti hye no so say aja ye koye nim ene ye 23rd right. Hey, I can't tell Nisa ubi de ukana anaso do ubi kana bosome be so no ba bagia. We can bosome na to be contem sa. But ebra no kwa na kwa anim nti de also ye na why ye ntem. Nti I'm just reminding you that we are still in April 2022. Immigration officers and entry clearance officers eden na omo edie omo airport port titu airport. Na entry clearance for na making. And immigration officers be a lawyer betray mu. Or it be a entry points no e be so a home office no any ade. Omo dwube die no. To me a title no. E mom kwa mom ye niam bi. Yan kan we. There's a case I buy or say R Wahid versus Entry Clearance Officer 2021 EWCA CIV 346. And I say AA Nigeria. Tati Salah for no eka AA Nigeria. And no a case bay. And no who en komo en ami peja bay. Omo any SSHD 2010 year case by. Now the other Kenya and say immigration officers and entry clearance officers must put suspicions of dishonesty to applicant before refusing the application for procedural fairness, as false representations require dishonesty to be established. Mere non-disclosure does not establish that, and dishonesty is not a foregone conclusion in immigration applications. What could do a airport? And now say, you shall krate kutao, you say, wawari no and koye, and yen, and I was now, just say, your reasons be brave. How do they go about it? How do they exercise it? Once so right a woman, and no, and a and the first point, and my first question is, lawyer, sir, immigration officers, any entry clearance for or more rights, any questions or more posts say, why do we mean as a dear where kululubino? How do we handle that? Lawyer.
Yeah, that's a good way, Brakaku. A chief for me, I shall for your chair, we are area. In Chakasi, if you build a BWF Solicitors fair, a bread who will be seen in Nara. And then so a community and a law shows so now ye pay you see idea. Now decline on nugget a day bar this week, is about Obia ye refusing the visa. And now say ye didn't we do what yaman a visa, but we do airport. They are returning because he who say Queen of Fasunya crown and your papa. And now who say yeah, that will be room on the money I see you refuse to ya cancel because you who say Queen of Fasunya and your papa. Now, yeah, sure, case law support the duty on the entry clearance officer or the Secretary of State or the immigration officer no mudisa jumano. And once we yes at the end unless we make application, you have a duty under paragraph 9 of the immigration rules. No, na one other cultural says that we application na in krata na what they come here your friend of documents no say a kwabase a fake and that's the correct anymore. You make me now so like I said, nyamana will presented by a force until you have falsely represented the fact now and the ama or the other application na say a kwabasun so say we try and draw a woman because the winning and I would yeah and my we try and draw woman and actually said dishonesty equipiemu say kwabasa officer no e wo kwan so be refusal. So when refusal and crown the amount will be airport or kwan say you better return no you better cancel this ano ya return no and post we be pmu na ye hu say sa na tia o mo kwan say o be cancel no mo refusal na o ma culture say wade no enye adwuma bio santi bobo ho na akọ ukrum anase fi oman no emu na nya ye ka no a ehia pa no say does it mean say omo esusu say nia ode ba ya say nkrata na wode ye application no kra enimu a omo susu sara pa omo ngina no so na omo ka say dey bi ana ena emre ya ye da to eye case law 2021 case law ebaye any previous case law before this no 2010 there ni nyina no ne ka kire ne say and say ebom ne say nkofo mo issue visas ne nkofo omohwe visa no mu ye bedu airport na immigration officers so amudi sa adwuma ni nyina no asudi eda won so if you say omuntumi ngina suspicion so unless say madwen ya me say unless say me susu say wonkrata no no kra enim santi ye gina so na ye de refuse unless say ye cancel wade no e basa natural say emrakwan no broni fra bibi fairness that is someone you fair to you acquire to say arbitrary and as omo a esusu ade no na omo ade abo so as I say omo akwan na also wuchiremu until there is duty on the officer to go through what we called minded to refuse until minded to refuse notice no so who say bibi sa wo ho a suspicion wo ho a or the bad brew no wa catch say me susu say until I am minded to refuse your application. Now also in Chiremu a wo no wo dai den wo de abre won wo de abechechiremu. Na say omoye ne saa na say ekoba say wentumi enyi wo ho ano de a ende obetumi egina eno so na we refuse say wa represent information na wo de aba no air force. What it means in the say so omo na mu prove say information na wo de aba no air force. Until so omo your investigation there should be a report shared with you to show say ya yes say ya ye hu no say ade no kura enim into document no air force na ye hu say document no air force no nti yes susu say we try and draw and I would this document about so there's dishonesty into what we are saying is a suspicion of false representation and dishonesty is not a foregone conclusion into the first officer na susu bibi sa no interest eno ano no they have to prove it because they are alleging and they have to prove the allegation no omoneto so no Sara and eti into the case law no and they ne ache no e dia dance say officer and say entry clearance and say case worker home office refuse a edwuma eda won so say omeye careful and yes sir not just a fairness no anye edwuma
say okay say also omo prove at that point in time na you refuse no or say me wo suspicion say what there no when nya no kwan paso nti me refuse at that time what do you do afei na bia also call lawyer na sa time na all sign wo o ma wo ngremet especially at the entry point o ma wo ngrem no also wo ko akire go back to where you're coming from no akwa fighting was abemu na
yo me da se bebre depend on where what there no it take place no bi o ma your application no na you refuse no Sani mpa no ombe medumpo ene yakase onko nechi. Sani mpa o say you refuse na ye ma o paragraph 9 reasons no a said there's false representation of material facts ebi ana your bank statement, ebi ana your birth certificate, ebi ana your marriage certificate, ebi ana your whatever document what you support your application no. And almost say enye no kore and say no kore enim. Not just say omo eka saa dia not just omo ayenhwehwem. Because suspicion without validation is not enough in immigration procedural activities. Until we were suspecting, now we're backing. At the back, say, Yahishum, Yehu said, the correct ending out the buy anymore. So there is false representation.
Okay.
And now all can say, we yes, dear no, say, Wunimu, and a Wunimu, what the abba, there, then the suspicion, and I say, presumption is say, Wunimu bibi. Okay. So when you be there, now they are no credit, and they one kind of credit, you've been dishonest. And it's like dishonesty, they can then push you to the wall and tell you, say, you refuse number one, number two, you ban for beer 10 years, and Macron have you because of Sir Adiano. But because before by Sir Adiano, I just said, oh, mom, why you aware? Say, na you say, ampa. Now, would they buy no credit in him? A Kwabasa, you'll be given the right to appeal or go through administrative review. Okay. Especially say cultural say there is dishonesty here. They will give you right to appeal or right to seek administrative review. That's the way baby do port of entry airport.
Because I know the hydrogen, but anyhow, what's your ticket? What your baby drew? What wow? We say 4 baby show. You be drew hono. Obi semi suspecto and unti sign kowechi.
Right. Ne woman say ya the visa no mawa. Visa ne the mawa ukrum wo my so. But clearance no when you enter or minor wukum no emu.
Okay.
Tin ye be do airport we go through immigration for clearance. Inti yede ma wono nkyere say no ano no ebetumi abese nipa no ode ma wono why mistake wan hwe ne yeso so hwe ne yie nti ode ama wo bedu na they will do their due diligence against the immigration officer and they go through BB or maybe some questions what test ya then what clear na fi there why then
what's me room
say when to me and go through clearance no a year na say o raise suspicion bia na baka tell say no what there no edama no ya cancel. Until they have the power to cancel the visa, even at the port of entry. Now, say a cancel, so they will give you the right to review, to seek administrative review or to appeal. And one no na obi omu a kwabasa, either say you never call, no akoye if you ho, and I say if there are families involved, you back minipa no benya akwenya say nkwala, and I say ebusuon mo woman nti. Yen to me dey e man come back, no we seek section 120 support na ya the idea aboa and say okay so na tie there stay and do whatever you have to do from here now or fighting from here so
me what yeah depending on the circumstance maybe another question be say me fan say minim BWF Solicitors me bedru here no omo say you check me ade no enisi e mama room at that point can I request to say I need to speak to a lawyer?
Right. Now, a woman say a kobasa you do call detention because say you stop at airport. Ne you ne catch us okay. You into my own room because I say yeah BB who say what the no cry him. Now you cancel at the end.
Okay.
You cancel at the end not just say we visa we illegal but we be do on mine. So you are illegal immigrant so to speak. Say kobasa now do you have right to a solicitor? Yeah, they will give you right to because Omakasi will be administrative review, especially if you have families involved.
Okay.
Then you need to speak to your family. The family will contact the legal reps. Then you take the matter forward. The legal reps will come in and fight for their client. Now, obimpo omo ye the man opie ye clear no. Na every no ye who say no idea no na ye ni clearance no kra no ye ni nti afi ni ye who say na adena yede mawo no ensisa nka yede mawo paragraph 9 reasons omutan to meet na so cancel ade no refuse ye issue refusal notice amawo but na ye can say before ma yes na nyama nyina no especially at the time where your application or refuse na say omo before me conclude no omo ma we ya we so mohu ba ko mienu nyansa bia omo suspect say no kra enim santi they are minded to refuse. They intend to refuse the application. Now then I will
okay.
Now omamo akenya ma osu aye we wano. Now let me just put this across. Application be a beto ye nimu a na me ye ho ejuma. Na animpa no or your student when you're a student visa. But not on buy and no more online admission Ghana or when you admission with UK University. Until now or prepare no idea waba. Or why now when your letter say I feel you show me you who said just na the no ya mistake because bank statement na what buy no and yet no correct a fake. Santi and can you refuse visa no twice you are banned for 10 years. Now I'm afraid na now say we told them say look, yes, you have raised concern about false representation, and on the fact okay, nipa no ntumi then enyi na no anka say no correct because we read we share ade no a na we share ne ya we say we dey ordinarily ento assume. So no correct say part of paragraph 9 false representation. But no interest say you've been dishonest about it because if you cry now when you're there, you cry with my agent. If you cry now, you have no idea. Even though to me and my agent and your idea without your permission as principal, no more or less will be yama one no idea no. Now argument in say dishonesty in there it is hard to prove. Say nimpa why yes idea no. We put in administrative review. We went through the process. It took a while though, but eventually no omode by ever can say. That 10 years ban on we ye fee nimpano eso. Now refusal ni there on we maintain because there was fake document involved. By me name they had to bring something to show say ampa no more cano no correct. Anti say sa na yeka dia case law no and ye gina so no the case of R. Wahid versus entry clearance officer, we a 2021 case, and need the previous one, which is 2010 case, in Nigeria. Ni inano and they said, for the fake document, application, na ya chua. Say, omu raise suspicion, say a faker. As I said, omuma who say, oma your investigation. No when you be na report no put you together based on investigation and we answer. But merely saying say we suspect say a false without proving it is not fair within immigration application processes.
Abusia lawyer Charles Asma and mote say ocheche emu bibia bigidi say so many people who have had that experience. Enti na ehia se yede ebabeto dwa na afi yama wahunu senia esi ekro the community and the law and yegusue oba so na washe page no and you can leave your question on our chat platform no yabepeke ede aba sabri let me quickly go up there Eunice or say good afternoon Kweku and Co watching you live from the diaspora. Precisely Ghana. Or Ghana and or diaspora. And or Ghana and our diaspora. Well, that's real good. Offer for audition banana kume the day I am around. That's what you say. Sandra Fraser, thank you very much. What the lawyer for the contacts, details now, but also they are mine. Very much appreciated. God bless you. Thank you so much. Come on. Young call for so who else do we have here? Ezekiel Johnson. Let's keep sharing. Thank you very much, Ezekiel. Onikpa, thank you. Tili Duma Najima, yes, you started mentioning names. They are all around. Daniela Chei Mensa, good afternoon, everyone. Sansuso Ena Ebu Yawo Enike, good afternoon, all and everyone. Tili Duma, who said Waba present. You marked yourself present. Lovely family, you say. Hello. Sansuso Ena Yawo Henry Sapon. So watcha yewo nana oberima obrimpon answer and the message is share Ma yen share na amanfo ubia ensa enkebi. On YouTube, we have our brother Eric Ochery. Good afternoon, Eric. Thank you very much. I know you're enjoying yourself on the platform. Thank you so very much. And okay, your next one is a question. We will pick it up later on and get lawyer to answer. Your Kwabena Kwache Unsoso Ochia Richard Echampon. Achi, good afternoon. At the same, Eunice, Huye Pa. Sanso and I, your Angela Bamfo, war. Yeah, I was saying Sabri, me back na fe ye de and common no and kasa, the main one at the Ababa Shesu. But if you haven't shared, please do that right now before we move on. Okay, yeah. I mean, kind you know, yeah, me who said the door now you are sharing. So thank you so very much, lawyer. Ewaha and inti mumayen fire and common and she says, lawyer, the ye can and say ye war and share ewa ye can be your friend no recourse to public funds. Mepe se ye de be yadisia na ya call na fe ye bisa se ye can say no recourse to public funds. A day and ye can't asem. Sir Obi ewo no recourse to public funds ewo na de no so en shebeng ene de ato nipa crosso.
You may not be brave. It's here for near for senior yenya boss no. Yes, yeah, afa no recourse to public fund. For be application ya fa amawo yin adene mfiso. Na yɛka sɛ no recourse that means wonni akwanya ɛwɔ adeɛ no ho. Adeɛ ne sɛn, adeɛ ne aban esika, ɔman esika, taxpayers money, public funds. Na sɛ woyɛ immigration application na sɛ woyɛ ɔhɔho a yɛde to wo so sɛ ɛsɛ sɛ woanya wo sika a wode bɛhwɛ wo ho. Saa nti aban sika no wontumi ɛmfa wo nsa ɛnkɔbɔ mu bi. Na akɔba saa na yɛde ade no to so na wowia wo ho kwaye a wo ho betumi akyerɛ.
Okay.
Fisa na we breaki condition of your leave no a yɛde ma wo in the first place. Enti ɛyɛ ade a ɛha adwen bebree. Na yɛhwɛ context no a ehia bebree. Yɛhwɛ obi a ɔyɛ hɔhoɔ na wayɛ application anasa ɔpɛ sɛ ɔyɛ application. Na yame adom yɛde ama no na yɛaka kyerɛ ne sɛ wɔsɛ sɛ woyɛ hɔhoɔ no nti sika no a kromfoɔ edi no wonya ebi endi saa nti wa bɛhwɛ wo ho na saa hɔhoɔ yi kwamade no a na yɛnka ne saa owuo abɛfa no anasɛ yare abɔ no na asan abɛda aban no ɛso sɛ yɛbɛsa ne yareɛ. Especially nkwala ewom na nkwala no ahokyerɛ enti nkwala no ahahai na ɔmo welfare aka ekyire anase yatotɔ no ase. Enti yɛhwɛ a saa de wei ne basis no ɛwɔ case a ɛkɔ court nkwala bi de kɔ court 2020 covid time no mu na decision ba out na akwala yi de call court through litigation friends and I say conform boa no mo de ade no call court na omo ni secretary of state and na airchin na now somewhere wo mu no say imminent destitution ewo ho if you say ahokyere eba this is ahokyere eba nti sa ban ama wo kwan a na ne ye aban sika no enye bia omo ho ebekire wo and on that basis no yɛma kwan sɛ saa akwalaa wei yɛma no akwanya ɛwɔ aban esika no even though the parents no ɛnqualify na sɛ ɔno ankasa nso no ɛnqualify because no recourse ɛwɔ baby ɛna you move on to 2021 case a nso ɛba out ST and also akwala or your application to court through litigation friend VW and one Secretary of State and enya na one so one some of what can say akwala na some say ahokyere aba covid aba sika eni ho ejuma asai me ma me ho kyere no bebi a yebada ayedin na yebedi kura de asam nkuto santi me ma me ho akyere me no aka me akwala no sa aban amanye kwan na me ma me enya aban sika ni bia ahokyere nti eba ha me ma me eba ha me so na me de bia ne mentumi antena ase tina say it's a matter of welfare of the child and akwala welfare no very very paramount, especially in their interest in every decision aban no ebe take no. In every decision the paramount interest of the child remains paramount, and therefore as a paramount consideration no, the question is say yama akwala kwan na onya sika ni bi anti wetumi atena ase anase ma yama no kwan na emfa okom ne areho ne yare enwu. It's a very tough decision, but the court in the kind of says, Sana Tia dia, Nkwala, or more sa Queen no, as I say, a more quiet science. Parents no more no recourse to public fund, condition, as I said, so we application, say on per se, we feel homo, I'm to me, in your queen, in your BB, Eddie, dear, as I said, to me, a bind etie, that we, if you will, Emma. That's a Kwabasa, as soon as a your application, especially human rights application. Because a human rights application falls under Article 8. Family life applications, parent, partner, children, and that's a private life application, long life, 7 years for children, 10, and so on and so forth. 7 years for children, and so on and so forth. No, now I need 20 years for penny for. I can say so. What your application now fully under private life, and that's a family life. Now, uninia ubedi. There is imminent destitution there, not to me prove it there. Condition in this accommodated so in the first place.
Just to put it in context, so it means that say, you are a visitor, or you don't have a valid staying permit. You don't qualify for public funds. Is that correct?
Senior worker you don't qualify for public fund because public fund no or my seeker for the citizens and then qualify says some way then omunya nti dodo na omu okuta indefinite leave to remain no or settle so they qualify, and as a British citizens they qualify. EU nationals and their family members depending on the circumstance they qualify under EU treaties nti wa unni sa bracket ni mo no me unqualified.
So somebody stayed here long stay, which are 20 years. Wabe legal now. Does that person need 2.5 years or qualify for public funds?
Unqualified provided say time or making application or raise concern about imminent destitution or existing destitution and pleaded say because of sa identity. So I'm more consider to grant me 2.5 now. Among kind na omunyi no recourse no enfini so na omo mfa nto no so kra ama wetumi nya akwanya ne bi so we yes na e de ma then you are exempted.
So what's the difference? Say obi apply for fee waiver or an application now, does that automatically qualify that person to have recourse to public funds now?
Ordinarily yes, however you also intimate in your application say in your consideration of my application to grant me 2.5 or leave to remain, please consider my existing plight or financial circumstance and my destitute situation and do not impose on me condition of no recourse to public funds.
Is it at the discretion of immigration officer or whoever is issuing the visa to say yes? And now says may apply, say you need no recourse in I tick some boxes, so definitely it has to be granted me.
And see, I know back to no recourse. In the same way, the no recourse condition actually so.
Okay.
Or shall a card in nature, I trust no public fund. And I had the actual so. So I'm way, I want you to into upper say or call a buy or now stress or munyi infiniso. Mind you, we have cited say your case must fall within bracket of imminent destitution or existing or actual destitution. And now say falling in the bracket of the principles under ST, a child supported by litigation friend VW versus Secretary of State for the Home Department. So sana a tier edia, you make application, so I'm consider what again, but you have to prove your case there and okre ahochere den ewo ho and I say ahochere baba. Nda ahochere wo ho ahochere ben na ewo ho. Sika hi na winya. Ebusua ni nyina nkwala sika, maami sika, papa wo mu a papa sika. And any other support wa efi namfofo eba na ka ni nyina bo mu a ahi na etie. Na ahi na wo spendi. Se yedudu ho na yehu se sika na eba wo nsem kwa no endu spending and I say endu expenditure wo no a let's just say ahochere no den ewo ho. And I say edu but ebetuma be say kobesa rent and I say bibi esesa ohun betuma den actual so there is imminent destitution so na etie dia wo besre aban say omonhwe sa anyomenti wo na wo be ka onyoma nyina abom wo income nie my expenses nie ahochere ewo yesu nie especially nkwala na omuwom no santo omonhwe ade we na omo emfa enyi emfi yeso but sa nipa we ebetuma be say omo mfa ama no because yahwehwe nyama na ode koye no mu no na ne oka no enti saa
okay
bia waka say menye edwuma
okay
and na ode na bank statement ai den akọ nti onye edwuma nti oni pay slips but ebia na sika bi efi edwuma nu bi ebeto na account mu
okay
even though edwuma no enye ono na ode ne nsa eye but edwuma no etua eka ebegu account no mu and na ode na account the bank statement en call no approve say sa company we sika efi ho den eba onso wosi wunye edwuma na wuntumi nkyire mu beebi asa sika no den eba bia na ye charity na omoma wo sa support no na omuso wuntumi mwa obi say wutumi kyire mu because sika wa account no mu nyina no say wutumi kyire mu beebi a efi eba beebi a nya sika no wodi eye obi mo tietie sika ma nkrofo say transfer na ade say wutumi kyire ni nyina mu ne say wutumi ankyire ni nyina mu na wan support with evidence there o maka kyerɛ say we have assessed your application and are of the view say ahokyere biara den anyhow and I say ahokyere biara emba santi you do not qualify under the circumstance or at this material moment.
Okay, say what they akọ what try so be prove and many idea nyina then you have been refused. Genuinely, the person is suffering. A day now obey. Would you go back and now say refusal? That's the end of your story.
You be that bebre. You refusal and no interested. That's the end of your story. It be a time now where your application up to the time where you refuse up to the time where we consider what to do again. There has been material change in circumstance or financial circumstance either.
Answer.
Ebi ankrofo na omo boa wo enti ye kese wo wa aboafo no sankrofo no omo se omo mboa wo bi into situation asesa you can put in another application with supported with new evidence say ampa wo ho kire wo se ne wo kaaye no awo ho ebe kire wo se ne wo kaaye no your application is always assessed based on the fact and based on the application na wa submit ama won no omo nka say why you back home you refuse into way so say na ebe dey be it's on its own fact and merit.
Say your application no previous one you refuse. Do you appeal to the refusal or do you have to make a new application?
Yo me da see bebre. Let's say when say we a request for consideration, a discretion based on the fact that you meet the conditions. And see, yes, we are going to say yes, I tell you a tick box exercise. If you are not tick box exercise, you know, when to me meet one particular box fully. Because we be for na ebo, but we need to be a
all right,
but then it just to me will be.
Okay.
So mo betumi aboa obi mu dia ene ye bad saa. So mo ntumi mboa obi mu dia ene anwokyere ebeba.
Okay.
And I say abadada.
Okay.
Ebi a wo rent ya tum. Saa nti wo sika na eba no so a ye ntum mu no. And the rent charge say akosre automatically ebe change your budget position. Nti anwokyere den aba. Ebi a nkwala ehwemu nkwala sisi ano omo eyemu abai atre nti omo didi akosoro.
Aduane kura boy de lawyer.
Omo edidi akosoro cost of living akosoro nti with financial circumstance assistance from the time we were first one up to now within the last 12 months with financial situation assistance and now it is likely to change and you have to support because it is your fact and you have to prove send your work and
Okay. And see, how many times and you bet me a refusal if you keep on?
As much as you remain
in that condition
to meet the condition. And this there be a application who gaps more. I'm picky on those gaps and say you don't meet the requirements, so we are not going to remove the condition because you're sure we to me survive it without public fund access.
Obi ewo krom ha. All along be an engineer. Okay. Ne nan betimi ebegina yie no wanya adwuma a oye otua tax otua NI eventually be kra wanya GP okọ ehwe no in that situation no say otua tax otua NI no he's contributing to the public purse enunti sa no say me tua tax me ye adwuma why wouldn't I qualify say menya recourse to public funds because I contribute. Say a welfare state. Inti adentina say me contribute to dia me enya ho faso.
Yo, me da se bebre. Wo your application na on be say obetumi ahwa ho. Wo ka say ani metumi ahwa me ho. Na we prove obi kra to me prove say me we nuanom enamfofo asorefo charity fo a omoboa me. Wo bebi a meda, wo ni amedi, ene ade. Nti even though me anu me ye edwuma no. Me wo aboafo Santi, who ne say me meet requirements for finance. And to move forward, money, which me don't worry about how I will survive.
Because what is saying? One now do who got to us
application and a why and a state start position.
Okay.
But the way your application now, what state position say me what me from the outset anyway. Now especially we'll go for fee waiver. Now we meet all the destitute and imminent destitution requirements. We prove say in the last 12 months, or the next 12 months, the situation will not change, or will end up like that. There, we wait to keep permission or considerations or more wow now we are buying more. Into do more or by application, or by bano, everybody not say no recourse any ho. To say a man acquaintance so which me a day, aqua buying ho aqua G and more. But say, yeah, the mouth. Na recourse no ewo ho dia a condition before we bet to me akọ aban ho se wo kwaje mboa no I just as a condition no
ye free ho
so ye free so na ukọ because you contribute to the welfare port no then you have breached the condition of your leave that can haunt you in future when you are making further or future applications for leave.
Okay.
And it's always important. Now let me touch on this. One other reason, Senamekano. Obi Oma, none you free say, or ye Juma mienu. Obi Oma, none you free say.
How can anybody forget so? Yeah, join
because even though Nipa ye Juma mienu no, or doing says the canoe and sakano pet in a yen Juma.
Okay.
And even though ye Juma mienu no, when you see Kabako. Because back no emba no pocket mo direct.
Okay.
But me ni na fan account mu. E na odi bia ye charity. Because charity for e na eboa no edwuma no quote unquote. Sa na tie dia, wo na wo si ye edwuma mienu. Enti bank account no sika na ewo mu no a e kire se wo ye edwuma mienu no. Enye sika na eba wo nsem no na ye ka ho asem ba ne a ewo account no so e kire edwuma mienu no. Ti when I explain say yes, me edwuma mienu ye kan nyina bom dose de nanso sika ye spend no enso edoso santi even though sika ba no ahokyere eden ewo ho. It is not enough to say yes when we say me ye adwuma mienu ba sika na eba no e ba akon sika. That is not enough
prove so
wo ho anasa wo ho echero. Enti ni awo account mu nyina no eya wo dia. So ni nyina eya wo dia how do you spend it? Enti nkwala dia eba
also true
ma wo ye ni nyina any support and for the mawo ni nyina no e fa account mu.
Okay.
They say we prove ni nyina. Na most of the time so we will ma obeka say on prove after all made no mahu. Na o ya no say o de bank account no baako details baako e be share Equifax credit referencing system. You need
happy. Okay.
Yeah, I say, oh, yeah, who say, when you say, what a bank statement, what account way for any bra. You say, I which then, so what do you need to know your application that you bring everything?
Okay. And the lawyer, I'm to say, me, Bosome Swan, me, for purposes of our discussion, Bosome Swan, me, £2,000. But you be sure money me credit cards be 7. Ebia bosumi bia no yetimi ska ekwa animu. Medanka ekwa animu. Me indicate se bia sabe me kwa sorry ya metua tight. Me tua ekabia madi dada eno any ade. Would that all be enough to say the be coming se menka se bosumi no ekwa wie no kra no you be coming some no cry na red. No say me di overdraft.
So that this person is in actual destitution.
Okay.
Because the other better jane no a yadin. If you say near onya no and then you spending no a
boy.
Near no eswa senior if in some econo. The question is say near if you win some econo a coin na quiet den na if our brabo. Nti sa woni sika na de bia wo ye charity adoye dia. The question is say aden na wo chire wo na de bia wo ye adoye e ma afoforo. But se bia wa ye adoye and as a transfer no e for family support. Wo ma me wo ho papa wo ho wo na wo hwe ebusuafo wo na wo hwe won omo yare ne omo didie. Now we say this transfer via send wave and I tap every month £100, £200. I could this argument because I am a citizen. Me sure medical way no it's tenable to assume. But say transfer echo akwesi na akwesi wuntumi nkyere ne ntia wo disika we ma akwesi dia and I won kyere ni ho sa because that 200 bi anka wo ho a
okay betimi aso wari no so. Okay, akwesi. Send me application. How do I prove that akwesi I am a dependent?
Right. Akwesi may not okay fine. So akwesi you dependent. So you be kire say bi oye wo kunu ana say oye wo ba. Na if you are na akwesi onye family member na bia no ye adamfo bia oji sika fi no ho loan. Na wetua ne ka bi ba wo semu a na wo de ama no. If you akwesi waji no ho bia 10,000. Ana ni yemu ye nti wote umano kakra every month a informal arrangement between one akwesi. So what to me chiremu says as we say because of the situation to say na ekobaye and it is part of your regular outgoings there, then that should be understandable.
So we no lawyer for man motias you.
Right. Nti ne wo mu so no say wo bi san so say a bit to say be a credit card na wutia. Credit card na wutia e be a master to credit direct debit a wutia. Yes, that is acceptable. Because our bank account mu and then say bill no mo de abra wo no kra no e kire say almost on betua na wuntumi e den entua. Say asudi eda wo so. Nti sanka wukutia we kra mpo a so wo sika na wukutia we a nka sika no kra aka no e den enso. Until this is also enough evidence to show say you are in imminent destitution because these are some of the things yes are what committed to it by choice. But be a loan be and a which will be up by what you must say na dear no almost still are nutia with evidence and credit card and I say loans and I say mortgage be and I say car finance be and I say BB sano say evidence for where say woo tia you are going to be.
Okay.
But me explain. He said yes.
I know now what kind of say priority bills.
So we have all these priority bills.
Okay.
Good. Now let's work with the word priority. So, which is this? The question is this expense a priority expense?
Okay.
For obia only be na ohia emwa. That's the first test. Into when I say what I said, we say obia only be a ohia emwa. Will this person spend this money on this thing?
Okay.
In the same way, ordinarily will not take this action. Only say or master and one no home better no. E when they did you na sitting mu ne memu dia. Oh yes I.
Oh yes I did.
In this oh yes I there no now so still I won chiro and say home better there. Then you have to explain say sa idea no is a priority spending. Then you have to give it context and explain it to the case worker now over consider.
And can we say irrespective of your income, what expenditure no? And a betimi ama whoever is making that decision to remove the no recourse to public fund condition no. And my man at TRCS nipa way he is in an imminent destitution.
Good. Because obia always sikano obetimi a survive it. Wa woni sikano na say we ohiani to the point to say man shakra wo kwa da bonten.
Okay.
Santi your situation is dire, destitute. Then another situation is going to be dire, imminent destitute. Sanetia dear, what can we do? But how do you prove says sanetia? So you list all your incomes, and it is important say unjabi.
Okay.
All bank statements must be laid bare. Unjabi wom. Nkwala dear, mpenifo dear, the whole family accounts. As I said, we disclose it, including even savings.
Okay.
Because we'll be more with savings. If there was savings, why will you starve yourself and go begging? You have to rely on your savings. So they want to have
Because savings,
as well.
what theatre na a baby won't tell one na bibi or that when so there.
Well, and they are going through at this moment.
Okay.
So it's the material moment that matters, the relevant time. The relevant time, the time I weigh your application. So we look at your statement over the last 6 months. You see, so over the last 6 months, how much do you get? How much do you spend? Then we conclude that in the next 12 months, it's more likely to change, and therefore there is destitute situation or imminent destitution situation. Then we rely on the ruling in ST, a child with the litigation friend of BWF Secretary of State. Like I said, in especially, we have to remove that. And that's yet from the beginning, now fee waiver especially. Then you request say omo entwaso na omu yi mo mfa entoso kra because right from the beginning we ho chiro na obeti fi waiver ngesi ya tia se na da ma wo dia and ya omu susum na omu dia na ma wo a omu consider na mo mfa condition bia den entoso okay bebre omu tumi ye nsa na omu ma condition bia.
Only award the community and the law. So lawyer Charles Asma award BWF Solicitors and Oni AD and Komoi. BWF Solicitors award 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road, no 7 Sisters, North London. Fair one was 0208 493 7340. Sir enchechemu ena wope sir adesua yesua ope sir wote ase ye na ode wo situation ko na omoboa so that you can make an application like this or any other application. Bomodin said over for one was 0208 493 7340 0208 493 7340 and that's 077 127 61884 077 127 61884. Ibrahimu I have asked various questions. Maybe I've asked yours. Maybe yours is still within your pocket. That mean to me any emfa emai. And now any other question? I'll say ubisa lawyer. Ubetimi ascending text ewo 07950 422780 07950 422780 and also refer 07399 208 468 07399 208 na yede beto so ama amamfo nso so etimi ato question no bia na o asem no ebibi obi epono de ye bisa ene se no recourse to public funds condition no why application you refuse and then and now be maybe say lawyer that question say how many times any be refuse. So as long as you have left gaps in there and they find a reason not to grant it, you can go on and ask sebeya bia enu baby what me answer questions saying or you've met all the conditions now we here for the question is, why is my application to remove the no recourse to public funds condition refused? Can I reapply? And the answer is answer here.
Yes to the second, and the first one is not a yes or no. It's based on a checklist. And we said that it's refused because it did not produce the evidence to show say we want chiro and I said we want chiro. It was refused because information out the mind more check is assessment who said and what I will say any hostile because we see kind of account to any ebusiani account to it's enough to cover all the bills are ebusiano ewo eno. If you some more by baby so say church maybe mu ema won no monti ase wentimi an church mu to mo conclude say enya na wo ka no ebetumi abese enya sara na etie. All these are reasons to refuse you. But the main thing is that they check the evidence with the bamano. They say we make sure the evidence no enya as I say omu enya. Wentumi nya emfa ebi ensuma enwo because they have a way of checking the bank accounts wa dodoa wo as a family. So if you want to say me ba ne de me mfa nka ho. It's important because Obano tituru na wujina wo ya consider no na ye remove no recourse no amawo. Nti sa oba ewo bank account sa wo de ka ho na ye hwe nia ewom. Obi mo beka say o lawyer account no kra no me bia ye no me fa sika bia ntumu. Na me ka chen say it doesn't matter nya sika ewom na ehia. Kono mo fa print ma because mo print a o ma kire ubehu the last payment e ko mu balance ewom na e kire say ampa. At the account no kwa no dormant and I say and active sa sika enkom. You are proving say ahoden and I say emwa eni baby. Some crofo na eboa we didi mu a as I say some crofo no ejine mu say omo abre omo ntumi mwa obiem. Santi mwa na nka wunya no eni ho biem. Ta ho kire na eye den ebeba. Tina wo beka no must be backed by evidence.
Okay.
Documentary evidence. Through bank statement, pay slips, any charity support letters, church support letters, friend support letters, ne adieno enina, and they will bills are which especially standard bills no. Which mean can say we rent a year, let's say £1,000. Meanwhile, with tenancy agreement, HRS which are £500.
Oh, definitely. I know one kind of credit. No.
Wouldn't me and can say. Which year telephone bill £50. Abra bill now with the buyer. Until there are certain bills are a standard. That one you have no choice. Would you mind Didier? So Didier there, what I do is I assess the family size and make an assumption, a reasonable man's assessment. So a family of 5 with this shades and form of people in the family, would they be spending on food? £200, £600, or £800. If that's the case, then here we are using reasonable assessment because we need receipt for food and other things.
Okay.
The common sense approach, figure and other more. So the caseworker will also test it based on market value or market prices. And we spend, let's say, food, £800, family of 5. Then on the average, 800 divided by a friend is saying 5, you can see say in impa we no upper channel say obia edc na ye to 2 adwumu a is it possible say family of 5 family of 3 no o made spending on food same
okay
enti oh yes our assessment and say we could use that information no a as say we are reasonable okay so we can use a common sense approach especially bills we need evidence we deal with judgment and a make figures you are not making the figures up, but you are quoting the figures on average basis.
Okay.
And to be on the average, we spend £250 on food. Some months you spend 300, some months you spend 400, some months you spend 150. You average it, and maybe your average is 275 or 250. That is average. then we test it against our family size and say, okay, we need inflation level, prices of food and services. Is it possible to say a family of this size or may spend this say? Is it even the case of much is too much? Because you shank and say a brosa.
Okay.
And that's on one man too much because you shank and say then say. Food in at the end of the year, they don't come back to argue too much.
Oh,
what
okay.
I advise and they say it should be common sense.
And reasonable at least. Okay. Yeah. Ubetimi afraying ewa 07399208468. 07399208468. Yawa comments be and also yebetimi ade atoso na lawyer ya no amai. Didi kan enie. Lawyer, we say owo adamfo bi opese ode ne ma efri Ghana. A more old birth certificate has been misplaced and they want to get a new one. He's a European national residing in the UK, though his pre-settlement scheme, through his pre-settlement scheme, his concern is it compulsory for him to do a DNA for Nkolani? He's worried that test any failure, onye happy, and it will affect him and the kids because he's been known as their father since they were born. Nkolani Bakwedi 17, Bakwedi 16. Would it be advisable for him to refuse the DNA when asked? And is there any advisor or the emano ana?
You that's be I will conclude so person your application. Na application or the confirm number. And now send the mano and na ever follow whichever way. Na opese approve relationship with the children. Should I use birth certificate? Should I use DNA?
I was stating birth certificate and for new one.
I'm trying to summarize for Ubia OTA on this question.
Okay. And
should I use birth certificate? Should I use DNA? Which is the best? What if I use DNA and family issues come up because it be na might be cardboard. Now, if that's the case, I mean, ordinarily say birth certificate. You see, I kind of say. I say, on my baby, for your womb, you register right from day one. Krum had right from say you register the birth. The Akola baby 18 and I said 12 and whatever. No, now birth certificate issue no long ago. But my baby, especially Ghana, no, for 81 Muslim die say, certificate, no my day on my so that time no person die so being here, maybe a way abro tamwa yeden yadewo no nti usually no birth certificate no is current compared to tamwa yadewo akwala no and interest birth certificate no enye no kore because birth there when I will choose wa register wo ma now na aye omo ye ne say omeka say wo akwala be 10 years ago adentina ende 2022 na wo register na na tie dia yenjindi and now say birth certificate na wakofa aba no ye hwehwe mu no kore enye den enim. Until someone can say, they have to prove it. Remember, we talked about suspicion or false representation and the duty to give a caution that I'm minded to refuse is on the Secretary of State to say, this is what I have done and this is what I intend to do. Now, who will be beer, who die? But they have to do their checks. That's also will be beer, who they eat, who now, say, when you're confident, our birth certificate no more. The best will be DNA. Okay. For DNA, a conclusive evidence provided say a conclusive on the face of the DNA report. Until eventually say mommy way and a papa way, ni ba any akwala way. So I tell there or your papa biological father and I say or your mommy biological mother. Until I don't know whether I have birth certificate or I don't have birth certificate. This is my mother, this is my father, and it is on the fact. Based on the evidence of the DNA report. Now, you be an or akukudru, so obaka DNA. Okay. In designing pay year, Obisa assembly, no Obisa said, what if I don't have akukudru to do DNA? To the DNA, yeah. Will you advise me to do DNA? We cannot impose duty on anybody to do DNA if they don't feel confident about it. Because you are looking at the outcome or objective of getting DNA.
Hold on 1 second. But many hours in Jinaso, I've picked you up and see lawyer will come to you.
You are looking at the outcome of getting DNA against the repercussion of the DNA report or result. Into getting DNA no, so what I saw na emphasis as a bonny biara emba na create issue there. It's always advisable. So what I saw now, I'm not confident. Then we don't advise say we be call forward because it be a when you're there, but not outcome one won't mean so many years because it be a na and yen ya panel. Number two, it could create family issues and so then when you have two negative outcomes. In the starting part where you're on your confident, it may not be advisable to go for DNA. Then you have to only rely on the birth certificate and see what they will come back to say. You prove to them that they have to prove it.
Okay.
Say, and you know, correct. Say, unyano, efi, say Ghana births and deaths. And I say, on my beer, officua, you got it from there, and it is genuine.
Okay. 07399208468 07399208468. Yewo obi ewo ahmanso lawyer Mpacho Yentino. Hello.
Hello. Good
yes, good evening, boss. What to say?
I'm not mobile call.
Good. But lawyer, how are you? Why?
Lawyer, good evening.
Good evening.
Mpacho, mpese mi bisa question 1022B.
Mpacho Kosumaye.
My question is Mwongrami no Ghana mi EU national na my application amo mama omonza kan visa no. Na mpese mi bisa se omonza kan visa no a yewo date bi da so se o se omoba omo ama omo ntimi ma. Although say omo 6 months multiple visa, but mintimi hu na misi mi bisa ana afin so bio thinking say okay
say di kan no womba yame ado mo nya visa a omo ba na yama 6 months amomra Pakistan tie
Mpacho sanity
enya visit visa meboa
EU family
yes, as EU family as EU family members. Until usually no yabama was 6 months. Omo ba no mo abaye pre-settled application so mo ya nkwala dia ometumi aye na omenya ne awo no most of the time indefinite.
Mpacho omo ye dependent more fasia ne makonta.
Oh, okay, extended family members. It is our extended family members for ya working one same. Yes, it doesn't really matter. Yabama 6 months. 6 months, you know. So already now open self breach. Near the amount. See, ya de yamiase. Yadema one ubebo because 6 months, you know, this a woman there, ewu unsem. Because a woo unsem dear, that just a wound to me and to quite with this no ewu. See, yadema one as a say where they ubebo na wutu a quino. Enti say yami adum ye de amaye nuanum yi a na aka 1 month kra na ebewu a mmomodian so omeba ansa ade no ewu omoba de a na che say they have entered Canaan then omoye new application ewo Canaan ho na ye de pre-settled amount
meba na obi ka kira me so munya visa no a the 1 month twama Oma omuntimi mabio.
Epacho nipa no oye edwuma wo law firm ben.
Okay. Obi na kanchi da media but nti ameso emu pa onti amefra mu.
We read it and run it via minhu ye. But na minim say ya ma wa ba ma 6 months. Oba try say wo ma de ni nwu e wo nsem because ya ma 6 months. Ebe wo validity date valid up to that point. There's no body na we used to before ebewu. Na ya can say brantam ne say ubedu afi na wo bebedu na wenya document say afi the way bedu nti wo evidence wuti krom ha ansa wo de aye wo pre-settled application no. Nti say wan ba ntamu a na wo ke kire bia wo baba no ade no bewu 6 months no bewu na wunya document a wo begina so de aye wo new application no. So it is always advisable say we then ube use in term waba nti wo ba na afina wo ba ye bia NI yama wo letter bank account yama wo letter na ade a wo be prove say afi de wo ha because say wo prove say wo ha say our residence evidence address a wote so any family member now one in chain so and then I would be with pre-settled application no and a beer santina would not pay esusun say within 1 month no as a sawoba but brand new property says more or less a judgment call and it's always advisable say woman engu ewo nsem.
Okay, Matia.
And but our second one.
My second one no na COVID instruction no so send is it here because back 11 years and Painin so 35 years or so.
Yo.
And
mpacho we.
In Pacho my way.
Nti wo susu se omo bedu a on buy den about afa COVID no.
Sebia omoba sebia omuduru akra senna ombe
UK anasa omofi UK kwa akra.
Omufiri Ghana eba UK.
Nti ombe du UK a.
Ombe du UK anase mpese mi hu se ombe ye bi wo Ghana ho ana.
Right. Now, senior wonim no amai bebre I relax
COVID
restrictions no because akwa yes say COVID no yen treating it say ordinary yare a abenibi santi ubedu akwa share ha say na de no mo countries bebre reduce sa restriction no now so if you ho air bar e bia airline na wo kofa no na be cultural say make sure say wo say nti wo na we bi sa o say airline be na make akofa na airline then na air kafa sa asam no enho e bia airline be cultural say wait why your vaccination no na why you mienu dia and there wo certificate say why your vaccination santi ubetumi de tukwan announce say before I wo ba befo no aban no I was akru so no ahyen say obi obefo yede na bebe bia no onkoye test as yede naba nti airline no will make it clear say before obaba no nya way as an board flight no but so we do UK there at the moment no omo are relax we no restrictions no bebre to be do ko fie kura no aya these days no they don't really call to follow up. Yeah, minti so obi aka say
track and trace for the Jumana buffer.
Obi aka say me buy no you track me say nti na yehwemu a ubedu a abaya ja to me say COVID no suru no ana yesuru no sisi ano ayeden akofo ba na ehia ne ye airline for no ko airline for no before we phone no kra no ma ka sure say unkuta we dia ye ma kwan ma yemfo nti me stress say airline a would be try ticket amount no
be na mpesenga omofa na be na mbefa
and BA you need to be double vaccinated from Ghana and as a passenger locator form no crowd they don't insist on it again nti the most important thing is will bet me approve say oh you're double vaccinated and now say why you booster crowd from Ghana that's all they need.
Paine dia wa woni mienu no na akora no na onwo obi hu say akora no ye ma no ndi Ghana ye nwo mo.
Oh how many years?
Or 11 years. Ida even no benye no June year.
So 10 years.
10 years.
Wouldn't be Pamno, Chano, Fred BFO, send me chummy ticket, ama, maybe for a mobile minchain. Now, in terms of Corona, no, Umra not saying before I wouldn't want why?
Okay.
One thing, normally, no, you're more
okay. But me say one question. So, okay, so you are saying, Ken say, when you be, not some cover European Airlines here. Do me here a transit visa na?
Okay, example be to say KLM.
What's it?
You be to say
KLM, say. When KLM?
I mean in KLM, Holland airline.
The way I guess that the answer wouldn't chance here. And to say KLM, who person Mukofa Amsterdam and somewhere by UK. And no, KLM at the moment, no Mumbran say because say. You ne UK anywhere any ayankofa biemu no enti say we EU ni have remember krana wo ba be far because we Ghana ni in the first place no e say we nya transit visa omo go back to Canada no so na no mo ye no
Okay.
Why? Enti frɛ
Mpacho
wɔn
you.
na sɛ wokɔ buku ɛno a wo ne ɔmo nkasa ansa. Sɛ wokɔ buku BA
Okay.
so deɛ a wo ne BA foɔ bɛkasa ne deɛ corona no ho deɛ no pɛ.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
Madam
me.
Bebre,
Inshallah.
Madam Masipa, and Madam Hasi Bebre.
Inshallah. Share program now for next week in so kind of why.
Mpacho you,
Okay, all right, thank you. Lawyer, your question back. I was say your friend Barcelona Chiki. And then now we here to register your daughter as British if you have a settled status. Or no ankasabiu edi atwaso ewaha. Can the application be done online or is it only by post?
Your application, let's answer the first one. Application to register your child as British citizen will be online.
Okay.
And to go online, no, so now our yes application. We are now upload the document and that's a way post to our command. The second question is a document to be in our being here. So when who say who qualify, sir, obey ama obanwa. I say who prove say obano. I say who prove say oyakwala, more or less oyanda 18 no. I say who prove it so say tamwa wo ubano and I say tamwa ubenya wo settled status no. Na wa wo ubano dada. Wa wo ubano dada. Nti ubano wo ho ansa wo benya. Nti wo qualify say wo be register ubano. Say who prove say hana wote nti evidence of or there can say proof of address. Ubetumi use bank statement ni pay slips no sa ade no. Say unya referees. Say unya akwala passport picture menu ni all enyoma ebeka ho. Nti say wo pesa wo ye na wo ye confident a ubetumi akoton wo how no amenyen na ye de ato ye ho so na ya ye amawo. So wa pesa wo ye so dia take your time, go through the application checklist no. Now who said document or no what the amount.
Okay. Yeah, share we so and sana mini what line so mpacho when Diana I chair me. Also a British national brought two 16-year-old kids 3 years ago at the university now. The young guy is applying to rent outside campus, but they said his resident card is either expired or reported missing. It expires in 2025. We have not reported it missing too. So what can we do?
Well, say card no any now for whatever reason almost say you see I think what is happening is that sometimes the card need be more who issue a man tem. Ubetria na mba anasa so ye de aba nso ya san ye de kɔ. Nipa no de aho nipa no betete sa na de aho pepre akoye replacement.
Okay.
Say me susu say me card no ayeden ayira nti me ye new one. We want say old one no ayeden aba. Now we use this you was our old ones were reported say ayira.
Okay.
This is kwabasa omo picking up say you have reported say they were ayira. Into kwabasa ideally no new one no awo no and say we den with the man. But say kwabasa genuinely no I don't know ayira on report so say ayira when your replacement be a chess na tie dia then you can tell them say no and just into some will be at sa omo go sranwa omonfa emao na wo hu senia obeden obeye.
Okay. All right. Yan line also na fe yan hwe inu owo so number no senior medical abo mania no is 0739920848. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Pacho, good evening.
The same niaba.
Me pacho me nyame adomboko. Me pacho me pese me bisa lawyer asem.
Pacho ma neso kakra asa de oferi.
Oh, okay. Me pacho me pese me bisa lawyer asem kakra. Me pacho me di 2.5 ne ba kumu ha. But me fa ne se me 5 years imuni. Me kodi in the feet. Na me pese me hu se omo di in the feet ni ma we di se na wo betimi apply for book. But me fa ne se me 5 years imuni.
Yo. Oh, is it live
Also, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and me pacho.
Me first one na wa haidi na nka wo de ba ko na so why?
Me pacho.
Na yem komodie. Nti edi kan no o say o di 2.5 na wo de ba ya asen say owarefo.
Aware, yeah.
Our for okay. So but Johnny or husband near about 2.5. And I will buy no a wee and was not 2.5. Another 5-year route me boa.
Me pacha, yeah.
All right. Until say we ya the afibono ama ya the amount that afibono.
There be a fena,
Okay,
yeah.
afibono.
And me friend say, yeah. The account.
Pepacho afibono why
A fena, yeah, the kotuma fena, yeah, fari bibia online.
yo. Until en trainer afibono emra. Afibono ba example. Echna. I say ukran 1 year. After 1 year no. Okay, application say yanji wuntum say we are citizen. And your friend naturalization, you know. After that, you know, you wuntum say we are citizen. Yeah. Now why can say me per passport because see I'm a citizen. And to say passport, you know, you find man for mukuta afibo. The man for mukuta citizenship and that's a naturalization certificate. And to process, you know. We are indefinite now. We train 1 year. Now work on naturalization. And no bar. When your naturalization and that, the next day, no wait me a passport application. That's okay. Swearing in, the certificate no matter we are. The next day, no wait me a passport application.
Oh, okay. Okay, I just said we cry indefinite for 1 year before. Oh, okay. Now me purchase also submit way now. Home office for nebe now kobo wonsa no omo nebe for appointment no. Omo nebe send a message and say we say we book you for appointment.
When I be book for appointment, I will online so baby I will submit a word there no. Until obeka say next task or next steps. Until we go share right hand side now, we have green buttons. Ebioma or say download this. Ebioma or say book appointment. Until maybe or say book appointment and we click it or do we call appointment site. Now what the application number na show. Now what call? I share say appointment you know and he and I will be say postcode. Then a moment will be a now not just say. When I will click it, send me per date way. Ubuku we are on my confirmation say I feel the way buku uka and say. Now on my catcher say I feel there upload your documents. Until uba upload you again so. To me uploading so I will to me abonning now we post to up command on my address and so by post. So we a fee waiver. Well, in your case, you know, there's no way so we a fee waiver anyway. Until that is what you will do. Why?
Okay.
Okay.
The purchase or number ni.
Office number no 0208493730 now. Unsabe kaomo.
Because yeah, me person me home kaka because me fitiasen enen kwa na ya dia mi tiu. Na medical.
Oh, anyone miss pa o me de papa.
Enen kwa no po mi wo me na Facebook na mi ko popie.
Oni mamincha wade kitu ebi. Wahu yen number no ewo page no so no.
Me pate.
07950422780. Send a text message or WhatsApp. The info come in list no so that you don't miss out on anything again.
Oh, okay. Me pate.
Just send us a text message on that number. Obibi also up say you do come in list no. Just send us a text on 07950422780. WhatsApp send a WhatsApp. You do back main list no. All the information. A free Monday to Saturday. Your information is sending it out to Mancroft in your home for swapper. Some of these free legal education and information, you can get that.
Oh, okay.
Now I catch a man for so normal so atibi. Why?
Yo. So what the case me partner said they make a would the ma lawyer be nice as a Eunice was about it and patch me the brewer say wait me continue on because as a book appointment ni mo say onya appointment.
Well, now my kind of say we have to be fair to signing panel so. much as say why you worried now per se, what the man before from an network so. If you are not genuinely no appointment in a bin you because appointment and who to me yarding a gold. So what you say, who try ticket akọ Ghana. Now airlines no wa share we need be. No matter what say. I just say o to boasi na ebi ba na wecha. Say to me ba south for airline a we nso sa na etumi esi. Santa ba pass na appointment in ebi ni ho. Because obi omo a open free. Free ones no emba regular. Nti se wo hwe na obi bia ka chere say ombuku na wo bia na obetua na wakọ. Why?
Yes, ana makate so ombuki de wo bia outside the crowd. So or CB ni ho. Okay. Ne pache me that. Okay.
Okay. All right. Medasipi in Yabano at the I don't know. Barcelona Chiki, also please share with your friends. It's a very lovely program. Yen share a queer part today, but could be Abba or say or person in Ghana who are Italian citizens. They do they need a yellow fever vaccination to show the card at Kotoka International Airport? Back where the 14, back where the 11.
Yellow fever. I would just say a corona. Yes, sister. But what in Colano air call omicron. Sisia no aba no bebre no eye corona sem. Yellow fever ne de aban en too worried. Enti corona na we bisa won say me meya omodi sa age as say omo ade no ana say omo wo a na we bisa won say Ghana me de omo koi as say ye wo ansan ye ne omo akọ ana say ensan ye sa na tie de a then wo pe na we consider wo de no ansan wa moko why.
Okay, I'm sorry, the text nearby, auntie. Young call line also. Hello.
Hello, Recourse lawyer, Charles Charles.
Yeah, Joseph. Any man, so kakrai.
Okay, and you can say, I see why you overtaking into my friend.
And I don't know, I say any way.
Okay, my question is, me wa friend bia no wa worry or your marriage route no in a partner na wo ho na awarija ya ba na wakohia obi fufuro and as they say or any wo British child. It's change of circumstance now all call you know. Or your divorce way if you Ghana na buy the natural dissolution of marriage, you know, which and we are lawyer Richard na and valid.
Patrick.
My friend began lawyer Patrick. My friend began say was submitting the na I not say was submitting. No submitting and chain and me bisa say all call ye to say no call for parent route of a change of circumstance into it don't require say or the divorce letter certificate can be based on it. No media refusal. And the twice would be
so we alive.
Oh, alive, yeah.
Let's finish the first one.
Okay.
And the first one is in the OTA program, who say a be another document, you know, and yet too valid. If you are still concerned about documents, and which media ban now the arbitral lawyer, now lawyer who near womb potting, then what or the your car, you know, at to now I advise you further. However, Senipa way a application as a parent who has a British child. I just know what patron.
Patron.
And no, especially parents ni bi omo we oni ni pay out any war child yi akola ya British child yi bi na omo nti embom but omo ti bom
omo ti owo ye no akotena ne nchen for
okay omo akotena I just say omo ti as unmarried partners won.
No, as and married, almost married, but almost
unmarried.
Yes, unmarried, yeah.
Auntie, only nempena neti.
Yes.
And only no ewo eba into your mommy and son neti as a family.
Yes.
Into or an application, yes, as a parent, but parent of a British child. Yes, the mother of the child lives with them as a family. Now, aya na near a woman no any said. Who your application I will be so say our pain. Obaka say, Annie, because of Sunny Power, you are worry pain. Nay, be say, Nippon or Warren and whom you are not yet. This is our no Gusu and I say, be our because our negu. Now, application are all year way, you know, and separate from so original signing for that down so I an application. Santi, our na eguno, that dano may not necessarily affect we know all year because say, no all kind of say, or on it, unmarried partner neti. So I worry no, and we produce another marriage certificate. And the other year application as a married partner living with partner and a British child dear. You can't marry if you have already married and not dissolved that marriage. Until one na document no will be a bit contentious. Say senior lawyer boss no ekoba say enye valid a. But what is here? And in any name no aya na fact no here, fact no here. And because say you are doubtful ne case na wo boano ma wanyanti ase anu nti say how are down for ya which me akere no kwan na ode ne ewo mu ni nyina den aba na ehu ne ewo ne ehu kwan ebe den ebe fa so a ebe boano why.
All right. My last question to us lawyer Richard Ebo ES1 and I'm petty many kwenya mbisa what ES1 here now again like explanation of it.
Yo,
EX1.
EX1 is EX means exceptional circumstances. In exceptional circumstances, there were 1, 2, 3 different categories. In the case of EX1, exceptional circumstance 1. Now, if you open your application, you see proof say who relationship, proof say who finance, proof say who English, proof say who way.
Yes.
But if you ma who ni nyina ba na ba ko de who ni. Most of the time who relationship. Be na who ni English. And I Obaka said, but and a normal says who ni English out, so won't me your application. But Obaka said my case falls under exceptional circumstance where I don't meet all the requirements.
Okay.
So what is here? So that's the EX1. It's normally from Krofua or who meet all the requirements, but they qualify to make application. So Koba side go back to 10-year route so automatically.
Okay. Last but not the least, the way no the action no. Mention more no. It's better say on one or an application. It's better say obe withdraw and last because wako presente sa divorce letter no. Although more request and also wako my friend bisa no say wa presente me money na me so more request and o ma request no present here. It is it better so obe withdraw no the other who no why match no why ne fofo na.
Obi to me application na wakoso pan so na wako lawyer ho na lawyer taking up na on if it is for a deal depend on the fact. And the be na indu be pempen so as I say or withdraw na or start for. And the lawyer who
last week
lawyer the mrano beto to ho na or the nim die aka ho no we say we be aye dunie nti kwan we na e be fa so a e beto aso.
All right. Okay. Mate. Medasi. Recourse.
Yes, boss. Mr. Medasi, I mean, insure. You know, Richard Champon. What the question by him say, penny for a way tree. I think part of your question has been answered. I think Sanya penny for a tree, I think say pick up the answer from there. But if there's anything else, but the answer will be free office number. No, me use penny for any would delete a tree NT. I'm happy you being attended to in the background. Thank you very much. Now, they cannot, they can contact TNT. They make some delay. some time, so they can call and them and rearrange.
Which one is that?
Obimpo mean say what they not since say
Be are
obetimi
not responding to
obi probably
especially be are not or share nipa now say they are send a card ayira no. But card ayira that has nothing to do with the delay. Ti be are no be bisa question be wo ho a or say the card in my me den.
Okay. Be or no, okay. Now, if you can send me a text to explain, that would be very brilliant. In call line also, I have another person here. Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Me pacho, me pese me bisa question ba kope.
Quite down with that, Miniaba.
Me pacho, you me da si bebre. Me pacho, na pese me bisa se menya 5 years. And I my settled status, no. But me pese me who say me I was me sign apply for residence permit na I say status me okay.
You me pacho 5 years we then na we
Me no last month.
We are dying quite bad so now fast so we
Oh, okay, me EU.
We are EU ni ankasa na say EU family member.
Family member, sorry.
We are EU ni near.
Mpacho.
Yo, na me pacho tama we yede ma wo no wo di feel wo krom na wo de ba ya na say na wo te ha wo ni bi na fi wo yede ma wo.
Me de visa na ba ye na me be apply wa ha say.
Yeah, I say wo de omo ma obi a 6 months na wo de ba ya na wo ba apply wa ha na say.
Me pacho ai.
Enti wo di na wo di fi outside the ba ya no. Break bi amemu na yame adom wo de benya wo settled status wo.
Me pacho.
Okay. So na tie dia say when you settle say na wo kan when you settled status no. Enti say when you settled status so we no under EUSS scheme no ma your bra wo letter.
Mpacho sorry I feel na ma apply but my
What apply for settlement scheme no?
Mpacho.
Pacho what apply in the bank?
Last month.
A year 2022.
Last month, 2020, yeah, 22, sorry, March year.
Okay. Now, me Pacho, who really with the bank?
Maybe how much?
2022.
Maybe 2017. Sorry.
Okay, into Baha 2017.
Yeah.
And me Pacho, who worry the bank?
Oh, me, I worry figure na me family na wa ha say.
Yeah, nti adenti na tama yesi by June deadline obia o hedi onya ne de no na akoba ne say na afi na wo se wo de atu.
Oh, me ye 2 years de no. And I say me nya 5 years no. And I'm person me who say it na was me sign apply for residence permit na for indefinite no.
Right. Okay. Me pacho wo card na wo nsemu no old card ni bia na ya trust under EU regulations, EU family member no bi.
Pacho.
Right. Sa card no a ye de ma wo no me pacho eno na ye de ma 2017 no.
Pacho.
Eno na wo fi Ghana buy no a ye de ma wo ha no me boa.
Me fi Italy neba ha say yeah.
Okay, we ukromo buy no a ye de ma wo ha no me boa.
Pacho.
Na ye de ma wo 2017 a wo tene mu no 17 18 19 17 18 19 20 21 and by 2021 June no omo kan say obi biara ofi I'm going to put it in context. Obi biara ofi Israel oko Canaan no. And I say Egypt oko Canaan no. Onye sa ade we nti wa na ofi EU ase no a wo pese wo stay no e say ka say mu nyina no munye sa ade no mpacha wo kai.
Mpacho I me ye.
Wo ye ha wo dia ne tamben.
I think say 2019. I started here now me year before end of BWF but me years as a deadline where so.
Right. Into we are na ya ma letter. Say we are settled status me boa.
Mpachoi.
Sa letter no card amba biem meboa.
Mpachoi.
Nti una wo say oh me pe new card ni bi na wo koye new card ana.
New card me say me ye na OBCS who to kwanya na wo hia nti na ma me jaye.
Nti then I was with the coaching last month no.
Me who say na me chemu sorry.
Because now what can I say why in 2019 dear? Because 2019 na EUSS ade no e koso.
Okay.
This why you may am our letter no I actually also settle status na more or less no why ade no. Yeah,
No, sorry, me I'm saying I'm here any pre-settled no. Into I feel na me pre-settled status.
Right. Into your pre-settled because now we need 5 years, me boy. If you when you're 5 years with in the country with your EU spouse or partner, so until you are moving on to stage 2, a settled status application. Yes, I let here.
Mpachoi. Nti ano na me here in the last month no.
Right. Okay. So you are switching from settled, pre-settled to settled.
Mpachoi.
Nti yes. Nti what say no finally no then na akemu a how bebre.
Oh, na me person me find it out to say me set my apply for settled status no. I was say me sign year residence permit na say ba ko ne pay enough.
All right. Nti so letter no ba. Na you can say I'm a settled status sir. You have a choice. Say Uber apply to replace the old card with the new one. No. The new card, we have replacement application, a new card number. You also under European regulation, you also under EU settlement scheme.
Okay.
That's the difference. And that card will match the letter no amount.
Okay. And to say me letter no, I was say me apply for card no.
Honestly, the government has not made it compulsory. Into according to say what choice, but advisory say Uber convert it from old card no to the new card. Now and I'm obviously blue card because color was a bit pink and blue, but I don't know which may replace no, why application will replace no, but now I can say what the China will way no embra decision by the then you make a decision, say, or see the menya settled status. Should I do a new card or I should keep the old card? Pacho why?
Me pacho yo Matthias.
Okay. All right. Me aba me da sipi.
Me da si bebre nyame hira won so.
Okay. So I share program na ma me there.
Me pacho my sister bi na share ma me ntino me da si. Me so me share.
Wo so. Say na am kan wo so na obi ansan ka bi.
Me pacho yo me da si bebre.
Yeah, me call the next or say Freddie James, why application for replacement of card in 6 months now until why a complaint and on man 20 working days and is 1 month now and until a day no one.
Yeah, that's a mentation mantra. I mentation mantra no. We don't even how to deal with mentation. Others say mentation feel lawyer because lawyer knows mentation. And as a mentation for because of those are the reasons. It is an impano and now we know decision. Now which me I say over friend, which my friend which means I'm a home wrecker crack. Also saying it's more than 6 months. And normally almost 6 months. But no more can say delay big time. So we need more than a gallon of patience. We have to move from gallon to barrel. Patients you been here kakra aka but the patients no swati now per se utu anamoa ube frewon ananso say ube tron email and I say letter be say ma de no ehumpu nsunsanso ekowie san omo fa decision ba NHS omu wie ye because omu wie anka omo aka kire wo na say bibi wo ho omu hia nka omo aba back aba bisa wo nti say nkoba na saa de NHS omu wie ye omo twen nti say wonni patients a wo de be twen further there approach them But if you have the patience that I have there, I would say, have a little patience. Not from Paiboka who say, and brand him.
Lawyer, we say, does one still need to wait for after 1 year of getting the indefinite leave to remain if the spouse is a British? Also, train, who can in a British? Your money indefinite leave to remain. On train 1 year and sana.
Yo, some way similar to nearby earlier on, I'll say, or your British spouse. Now, the man under the 5, the man we trying 5 years away. Now, I or quite indefinite. We also are indefinite to know the amount. The woman said before by naturalization, the rules are clear. Schedule 1 of the Section 6 provision of the British Nationality Act 1981 clear said. They said Ukra indefinite leave to remain for 1 year, 12 months before application starts for the naturalization.
Okay.
And just any pay naturalization there, and that's all contemplative naturalization. And so be son will say indefinite may crown for 1 year and having entered legally as a spouse of a British national and spent 5 years and been granted 1 year and been granted indefinite, how long in a mania. So when you're 1 year there, you can start the naturalization. Okay. So when you're for 1 year there, train 1 year and a swan. Now we start application.
Okay. Yenya bako Pastor Augustine Abuaji Osheyen Ona Urani PAM-TV. Thank you very much for your support. We still get your streaming live and colored. What's that? Yeah, for any come on. But in fact, the very last one. Time and tide, they say waits for no man, and we we have almost run out of time. So yeah, we're quiz. I will say no quickly and in team call line also. I mean for the very last call and sana lawyer the quiz no a day about hello.
Hello, Pacho lawyer ne sorry Pacho Michubia. Me Pacho we the question you know Pacho first one here down for me. And also in this man, Pacho Ghana.
Okay.
Pacho, yeah, visiting visa. Tama, your application, not online, honor, it's just 15 working days. But your application need 2 minutes. In fact, the next day, no more another to say 6 working days.
No, you say 15 working days, but they call any aside about to say 6 working days.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Any problem on no one says here and say, oh yeah, we know Tama a friend say Ubuki baby of tourism baby about now to one. And say so when you have a answer where to Sikano. So here about the car 1 week pay a naso. O nim say the other man answer one man to know. No, per se, or cancel our no, this with my cancel, Nana. But you're in turn, I'm friend.
Right, and not possible. Within 20 seconds, the problem party and a
but in your plane ticket, the beer of a tourism attraction, no hormone, also, which is a car.
Yeah,
which is this 1 year. One quite can ask it. Until no, say, a cast of days, a cut 2 days, one quay so cancelling and so to my finance canamano. Into also say the madman and answer on Femano. So, like what council,
you all right. Until you we book tourist or holiday package. In front of and now upper store cancel maybe more or less. And so person counselor, of course, but one share the conditions, conditions of booking, say or counselor obeying the seeking in an say obeying B. Sign it here because you book holiday are your more conditions. But what you say? And the conditions, actually say you can cancel at any time. Now it's on tier and I wait here.
But you won't try it, but not. The home office for make key decision. Almost once I check into a cut 2 days. A home of na say bi so still na home office will make a decision now or be so cancel application to know so say bi home office for ko fle wonom o ma confirm say bi we no o ma cancel no ma chance the refusal application no e bi so one cancel so no to man fa man so na sika charge
so ontiaye ana
David and Pachon.
so ontiaye dia the sika ntumi nhye saa nti because normally no say we book holiday saa dia no a
oh, sorry. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, yeah. But yeah.
Senior who can, you know, because application into na obuku sa adie no. So cancel na so be nim omokohwehwe mu a. Oma who say enti sa nipa no buku ye ba wa cancel. Oma din say o sheda no or play games. Enti on train na adie no ba na wa cancel. What if adie no baba no na oba cancel no na ya say ye fa osika mo sa na o pa kire.
Yeah, so adie no baba no na sa time na o ye no na pa ho aban sa on to finance kan ba na that means kan ashi
and on frank crofo no nka say be due to family reasons and I say or apply for the visa or the urban holiday but visa no ye ready now odin senka obaba by this date by the way adie no delay nti enye possible say oba reported by that date nti omo extend ni place no emano nti omo betumi extend amano nti bi omo be say for how long
okay.
Na bi obaka say okay mo ma me bi a 1 month bi nka ho hopefully no na ade na ba ebe so na mba ya na wa frem obiem sa because this anenti na eden obuku ye pacho wa jase
yeah
to bet me ayen sa because obi o mo na condition no e wo ho no say we cancel a we nya refund and say we nya refund there na ye important say we ba mo aya aware na ma extended time no amawo but so mo ka say we extend we cancel a we be nya refund there or cancel no ho be chi no e wo visa side no one cancel so a one call into the sika no akam then e be better say oni wo be discuss it no o mama no mre bi aka ho kakran sa akosita mo a ade no be ye na obaka say afi dia meba and I say menya mba then they take it from there why
okay Pacho a last question also Pacho for example say a woba and antama bia me to kwan no like my best set ama akwala no akwala na ye pani na akwala no so na maame afim nti afia na bia makwa best set no nti no die ne so me pese bia kwakwa die ne na be show say bia akwala na bia nya me ba na akwata akwala no so maame awu na akwala ni papa ni maame nti no me pese also dey na metuma ya fa ho Pacho.
Yo, we are similar to obedient bass so no about birth certificate and DNA asamono. Pacho sa na tie me boa.
Pacho
na wo ba no why certificate ni bia ma no anasa afi na wo be susu sa wo be ma.
Menye kura na nya 11 years menye kura.
Nti pa sa already.
Pacho okay, Pacho. I don't remember because me lawyer no more in general say be we me for never ho.
Me pa ya pa say senior ye di nkomo no ye dey bibi esisu no ye clarify bibi kakra based on nkomo a ye di no and we are grateful to the support from the base behind. Na ye come no say senior na bi mo say indefinite no minkra no 1 year and now said then no na ye dey etwa so ne say ayana se nipa no ye spouse of a British national ayana eboa say okuta onya ni indefinite no betumi ayeden and move on to an application And apart from say spouses of British nationals, all other people are more far or more indefinite, I saw more trying for
The
1 year.
Okay, so spouse near British national, with me across the straight.
Nti
But say or not British national, there I was out now for 1
Yes,
year.
I was also for 1 year. So we need clarification ya de etwa so into so we spouse no British national na ya de mawa you can take the steps.
Okay. Now, I was trying to get a colleague now, Maiti, to join us, or couple of questions, Uncle, for Ade Amano. But technically, no, yentimi and join it, no, inti monfanche me more questions could be na manyetain hono, Mr. Moa, monfa and chain, because him say we are not able to connect her quickly for you. Inti monfa and chain. Last man, yeah, time on us. So strange, your time on us. But I mean, submit me a song for Adrian Ewo ha quickly and son. Yes, sorry, so because that aspect of our program no idea for energy home power. Now, question we maybe say maybe sir, me mau bre be a minute or so. Na what saying and so. Normally, nageta yede ebeba no no any quiz no eneba, but then I've decided to change it. By way of education, remember what tobuna what shemu kakra ede amai. Now question no any. I'll say, but where's my finger? Okay, good. If Ghana will apply for entry clearance as a spouse in February 2021. She evidenced her British husband's employment income in the 6 months leading up to the date of the application. Nikruno emiti the threshold of 18,600 at the time of the application. On the application, lawyer, Omu refused. And by the time that appeal came for hearing, her husband Kofi had changed his job. Abe self-employed. Into 1860, I cry abamu. Which of the following is likely to be the outcome of the appeal since Kofi has changed his job leading to the date of the hearing or by the date of the hearing? Mipacho, say, Obi a British national, na or apply for an spouse, and an spouse apply. Yes, you say, Umitisa 18,600 threshold, and the financial threshold, and financial criteria. Okay. Requirement. Thank you. That's the bro for you. Financial requirement was only 18,600. And I'm going to say kwala ba kwana minu woman and on was say utimi emiti. At that time you're farm, no. But application no or check one direct koba ni adi or year apply no. Ni nipa no circumstance asesa. In that case no you be base decision no on at the time na no your application no or at the time now all your appeal, no, what will happen?
That's a very good question. And it's important to say because and link it directly to the nugget. No? So
yeah, and situated very well. Yeah.
We want to give context so that viewers will know or candidates will not be confused. Right.
Maybe I'm confused. Anything I'm person lawyer
whether the question is
but men cancer.
No, cancer. Whether the question is based on question I asked is based on lectures nearby and answer we examiner.
We didn't come that then me come for okay.
And near a woman said we application says spouse. If he on my full so about UK IFN entry clearance now. You may be might say we meet the IFN eligibility requirement. Into a share eligibility requirement for entry clearance for partners 3.1 now you're trying to short E-ECP 3.11. Obakacho says so we your application now as a spouse no I could join it or one can for UK. So we meet the financial requirement, you know. The financial requirement, you know, should be met 6 months to the date of your application.
Okay.
6 months to the 10th year share. Relevant period, you know, 6 months to the time where your application, you know. It's another application to more. you share bank statement, back, and I say evidence, back 6 months.
Okay.
So now, I say for 6 months evidence, Fabra, to show, say, income, no. Income, no, senior winning, 18,600. In the signing power, you also saw, I said, or they senior, no. Evidence, obviously say, is it up to time when I made my application, and it has to be 6 months up to date of application.
Okay, Inti Pacho, maybe this a question, no? Say, appeal dismissed because Kofi changed his job. Appeal dismissed because Kofi cannot mix employment and employed and self-employed income. Appeal allowed because income from employment relates to the period of 6 months prior to the date of the application. Appeal allowed because Kofi is still working as self-employed. And Crawfordia, no, none of the above. Appeal dismissed because Kofi changed his job. Appeal dismissed because Kofi cannot mix employed and self-employed income. Appeal allowed because income from employment relates to the period of 6 months prior to the date of application. And appeal allowed because Kofi is still working as self-employed, or none of the above. Obi abo. Na? Udu kuchen ayi.
With that, and a technical problem. I have a year, but finally.
Yeah. About the same.
I don't know. Today we are not internet, no opening. We crown say still in super but
There, Eunice. I don't know why, but at the same.
I don't know if you.
I'm on for some of the questions I'll be down now. The
I started trying to look at check now my name to member in the Monfan Chemi.
Okay. I'm on for and then lawyer ask my just me man extra because imagine the time no be my first 7 extra minutes.
Time the questions then you back when you know me poor na did big
Obet me every send me no mark I will priority.
La asma at the caveat be about to her. I say bisa bako anami nubia.
Oh, okay.
I will listen so.
Mate. Oh, why not? What asma? Who's the name you okay. Bankono mami saba before Mr. Mwetie mo ame cheche amunyina manchia mo endimo me cheche obi bia o platform so ene omo mutie nyina BWF nyina me cheche am maba ene say my first question you can say me nua be me bi obisa the Abel Pratt not say when marriage is contracted under customary marriage, is it the family of both parties that stand in to divorce the marriage? Then they proceed to the court for dissolution certificate under the marriage that was contracted. About divorce certificates na from Ghana now is not doesn't value ewahano. And no na say udina so bisa sa question when it is a lawyers na waiting no kakra medawase.
Yo, it has to be great. Senior, you know, our no ebusiano na ejinemu na echi our no esiho. But aya na nipa no a anase nuanu mienu na omwaka omho abom se our phone. Now, under the customary marriage provisions, more or less a ebusiaware, it's kind of customary marriage, your traditional rules, and I said provisions. Now, standing power equijai our do one our region with fee. Would the Sicano announce Darreno and I said and Sano equal Mebusiano na our no yaja to me say ego.
Okay.
But Nimpano pair documentary evidence to show say na yashishan with fee no sanity.
Okay.
Ama we gyina saa ade no so e de aye bribi. Because say bi young of abus na for say mumma kasa sampa awar no egu a. Nti divorce certificate no na e di adanse say awar no egu. Nti bebre no ano aya a court. Because you have to file it. Then you go through the process. Na court are granted say awar no aye den egu. Na omo ama nea omo de ebema aye friend no evidence of or certificate of divorce no. Enti say process no a aban ahihya to ho say ese ye fa so eja aware no. Wan fa so na oye no bi anyhow a ema certificate a wobenya no ebe ye invalid.
Okay.
Nti eno ne ade a ewo ho say process as say follow to divorce no wo fa so ana. Then once it is granted, then na say based on procedures now say process na one there, then we say the divorce is valid.
Okay. Because they can't say me never had and then November. I mean, maybe some come and
Last one.
Last one, you made that say. And when so the bar say, or see, I had my settled status about a month now. I have an 8-year-old son who was born here. I applied for a visa for him under EU, and he was given 5 years in 2019. I applied for the visa because I wanted to travel with him, which we did. Can I apply for naturalization for him, please? Or not any question now.
You no longer was settled status ana.
And the one state there can when not so say I had my settled status about a month ago. Let us say as I tell my question by only settled status a month ago.
Right. So settled status there. Because I na be more difference between pre and settled no.
Okay.
We go crack make say because settlement application and it's a settled application. Nti aya na difference no here clear to grofo bebre. But say your settled status and it's an indefinite leave to remain ye da man ye ma me here there. And then the ba no a owo no before sa we know. Me sure say the ba no owo no ewo
Nebani ye 8-year-old. Inti say ye 8 years old now, let us say time or now either so or pre-settled and son and now say before or ye pre-settled no.
Yes, well, so no say was settled status. And so no
Yes,
say was settled status no.
The settled status no just a month ago. Inti so kaso a month ago dear. Let us say Nebana when 8 years no. Time or no now settled status.
Enti na e be say ne ba no owo no wo e ha say ana so owo no wo abrochire no ne ba ha.
Was born here or no
Right. Nti the be ya wa wo no wa ha ya ogusu ya akwalai a whilst akwala no ya akwala no mami abanya indefinite leave and as a settled status yi mami betumi take steps na wa register ne ba no under the provisions of the British Nationality Act no. Say sisi ano amabenya settled status yi me ba no gusu e ya akwala ti me pese ya consider na register no. Na ya register akwala no to become British citizen based on my many settled status.
Let us submit to me. Okay. All right, you ask my medal was quick.
Okay, I'm for the answers aba inti mame inhwe na minpeja emfa into more prompting answer along the line that sound on any or no I think Nyamiadum Professor Ade etimi assorti amai inti the sound is okay now. I mean ensure more for prompting that shows that we're a family. Yeah, answers no Daniela Chi essay number 3. So so and your war any case number 3. Nana maybe I'll just see Brimpong essay number 3. Akosia part essay number 3. So so and your war Nana Oberima Obrimpon Ansa number 3. Yawo next one I say Ama Diana. Ama Diana I say number 3. Sansoso and Eric Kwapena Yeboa. Eric Kwapena Yeboa. And so I say a year number 3. Mamin question no so ebio. You say a queer from Ghana or apply say Obeba as a spouse in February 2021. Or evidence says Nikunu a year juma na 6 months leading to the date of application no na Nikunu enya 18,600 and even more. Application normally refuse, and by the time the appeal came for hearing, na Nikunu na a changing the juma na or you're self-employed. Now, no any abisa which will be the likely outcome of the appeal since Kofi had changed his job by the date of the hearing. Did he say appeal dismissed because Kofi changed his job? Or Sana Juma, inti yeah appeal na yebeto actually. The tossum you know appeal dismissed because Kofi cannot mix employed and self-employed income. Inti wakofe be free na adi ababum ubeti make say there be an answer and to saying and nunti be a appeal no be refused. Number 3, appeal allowed because income from employment relate to the period of 6 months prior to the date of the application. And on a can say answer. No, number 4 say appeal allowed because Kofi is still working as self-employed. And maybe I na metane na ejina you say none of the above. We did. But your answer ne
Yo, nti you share scenario a buyer and say test case here by year. Any kind of purchase a bit good. Nti any kind okay. Any kind of show provisions under E, which is eligibility for entry clearance applications for spouses 3.1, ECP 3.1. Under the appendix FM provisions, nti nipa or the new oba abe joining the spouse. At the time of all your application, we meet ni 18,600, and then a story no eka actually. And Rano says that your application be sa, as I say we meet 18,600. And the question is at the time of all your application, no meet here na answer yes. In the case where can no make a mistake na answer yes. Into the court to judge no why na on no ba agree. Will it be the case worker will make a mistake no and answer nipa no a omit requirement at the time of application no it will be in nipa no and therefore the appeal will be allowed because income from employment no or declare no relates to 6 months prior to the date of application which the person met and therefore it wouldn't be I because he has changed his job. It wouldn't be I because he is now saying employment means self-employed. It wouldn't be IV because Kofi is now self-employed, and it wouldn't be none because it would be number 3.
Yeah, none of the above, no. Senior lawyer, number 3, appeal allowed because income from employment relates to the period of 6 months prior to the date of the application, which is a minimum of 18,600. And you can also emit here.
Mistake.
No problem. Say entry clearance officer, a mistake. Do I have to suffer to pay for appeal?
Right. So what happens is that court usually the one who wins has his or her cost paid for by the one who lost.
Okay.
In the so-called appealer, judge Nubetie, now I say Ubia did not shed dear eso in terms of compliance. This Ubia did not shed was dear soa. That's how the way ya see we meet now we meet judge na judge to say we meet. But we as a judge in signing power we did not shed dear so right from day 1 of appeal to the end. Judge Baker said because we do a shed was you have your cost awarded. So that standing panel IAF you can see for no. So umutia will cost. Usually the cost Baker said will court fees. I am a lawyer dear and come. But so if you want to push, I don't know. But what we are saying is that your cost the judge may award it, depending on the circumstance of the matter, no, and that's the appeal hearing.
But lawyer, Kafrao, me, sir, your time to call you, but sorry. Are you clear? Say, entry clearance officer or whoever is in charge. Why a mistake? It is a judge not allow appeal, no dear.
The cost must be awarded.
Can I fight for it?
Yes, but so you also have to make sure, say, you have ticked all the boxes in terms of what you needed to do. Because the maxim in law is that if you want equity, you must do equity. If you want something done for you, you must do the right thing. And it's an will be on your way during the appeal process, no. And for whatever reason, I'm when we need it.
Moana must say the evidence
is there.
Is
but
it's
a judge in this.
Judge, we was coming in the chamber.
I have allowed your appeal, and because of this and that, I have awarded you cost X amount. But because of this and that, I have not awarded you cost. And the judge no best side in NTR on this even though women, you know. In here say you do what can you
because like if we party now
Sorry,
when I was lying, can be person who can be mommy now. If it was lying, hear me.
Sorry, internet. Network be no more high.
Person can be mommy. Lawyer say a was judge in himself, but when person can be pushy lawyer, nanka me case in here and come with the mommy.
Yeah, clarification said, on why mistake. No, I have mistake. Why should I be penalized for that? Anything can say, I mean, so you compensate me instead.
Well, and your compensation pays about cost was spending up to time one. I say because in your or more and can waste this
yeah.
But we argument to lawyer no ever make it to the judge.
Okay.
The judge is the arbiter between Grofomini and obviously deciding I am right for Obia. To make like I say, yes, my mouth now will pay. And so we did mean farmer because we may see one step to be what baby. And I said, my mouth near Wope. Now, what kind of so much just say into your mouth. When yes, I said we be and why then? Why?
But it
yes,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when the fee is awarded, the judge will tell why. And if the fee is not awarded, the judge will say why.
And no crowns can come up you.
Well, now, no, I feel okay. You say, you're say you 140, I would hear the other said, BB, but it depends on the circumstance.
Okay. All right.
So you fight because sometimes we be more, sometimes we be less, sometimes we be nothing, depending on what has happened.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. And lawyer, I medani amount na what body tough briefly at the amount as to what you helped us discuss this upon. You have to.
Thank you very much, viewers and listeners. We are grateful for your audience this afternoon. This afternoon, we have looked at why do people have their no recourse to public fund condition removal applications refused, and we have extended the question to whether that can be reapplied. We have said that the law is clear under case law. The case of ST, a child supported by a litigation friend, VW versus the Secretary of State, 2021, and the case of R, supported by litigation friend versus the Secretary of State, 2020, show that if you want to make such application, you have to prove that your situation is dire and that you do not have money to support yourself and children involved. And that can only be in human rights applications, Article 8 applications, either as a family member or private life. If that's the case, you are granted visa or leave with a condition that you have to meet your own financial needs. This means you cannot access public fund. But what if, I do not have the money and I want the condition removed, and it is refused. The reasons will be as follows. It is refused because, one, you are not able to prove that your income is less or equal to your expenditure, and therefore there is imminent destitution or there is destitution. Two, you are not able to provide all the evidence they wanted to be able to confirm what you have said. Three, you were not also able to prove that those support you are getting at the moment or you were getting at the time could not continue, and therefore your financial circumstance over the next 12 months will change substantially, which will affect the welfare of the children involved. If that is the case, then the application has been refused without you having the need to challenge because you didn't do what you needed to do. However, if that is not the case, then you can reapply, explaining that you still meet all the conditions, you have to give all the evidence they want, and if you have other evidence available to support your claim, you have to provide that. What normally happens is that people will disclose financial statements and other evidence of financial asset or income. However, they are not able to explain what is happening in the financial statement, in the bank statement, or what is happening in terms of the money they are paying to other people. If you are not able to explain, then they will doubt that you do not have money to support yourself. You can apply as long as you now meet the requirement and you can prove that you meet the requirement. It is always important that you explain to the caseworker what is happening on the face of your bank statement. Any unusual transaction must be explained, and you have to link it to your situation in terms of your family situation, your outgoings, and your incomes, and how you live generally. It's always about priority expenditure, and therefore you have to list all your priority expenses. And the ones that are not so important, you have to give reasons why these expenses are also incurred. If somebody is supporting you, you have to prove that they are not able to support you anymore. If you are able to do that, then you should be able to make another application which will succeed. We are confident that we have been able to also answer your questions and also help you to understand all the concerns you had today. We shall meet again next week. Make a date with us. God bless us all.
Yeah, abusia ha ena yedi ebesie. Nti ansana me jaw kwan kra na mada ase no. Me dane ede ama na manyete na afi ono nso de ode bejaye no ode amai.
And then so yeah, now so getting Monday course starting no one because I think also contest be young in the moment the sponsors to be a complaint instead of clients or workers need be now they reported to the police and they reported to the home office and the papers home office and second one they say beji visa if you them HSL obey it will crook now did they say mount crata say papa kuma be now it's not the right decision or right thing to do it now if you can go back to the places now na asube embra nyame nsa obi bia na menkan wo pese wo education and D1 test na bomodia ne ho the wo application then to na mbia bibi teaching na BWF Solicitors for so e wo kwa omo proofread and the proof application and sana was that services so ɛwɔ hɔ na the nneɛma nketenkete bi nso ɛkyerɛ wɔ adwene so a puputi bɔmmɔde ana consulting yɛn mmoa bi a ɛwɔ a bɛtumi de aboa wo nyame bɛhyira so na ayɛ adwuma meda mo nyinaa ase.
Yeah, abusia ene ha ena yedu ebesie na afi yakacho se yada sipi se ubekaye ho for the community and the law. Ene senia you discuss here no here topic now say why is my application to remove the no recourse to public fund condition refused? Can I reapply? Lawyer Achrimu na GSS uwo ho asembise bia obefre BWF Solicitors was 0208 493 7340 and says 077 127 61884. If I'm a Recourse pon, Madam Dijmedi, who Chiame Asada Enko, Professor Day, my studio director and manager, and also to Sheila and Kran, Padno Dudu, who designing all the other bits and did the admit work. Sanso and lawyer Charles Osma, and Obaba Boy, Yang, Emma, Yade, and Komono, Ebro, Yadanasi. Yadi Asada Emma, BWF Solicitors, lawyers, Ahudoni, and Yina, Free Uncle Ben Swa, Ade, Eba, Uncle Richard, Auntie Eunice, lawyer Patrick, lawyer Charles, and administrative staff and a fee for BWF Solicitors same time next week. But answer near Kono, AD in the birthday, one special woman who's helped the Ghanaian community here in the UK. Mami Sietri Kasa. And then your birthday. We wish you happy birthday and wish you all the very best. Koswa, let's Kasa, and a mamre, senia, you see, no, a chrome ha. Say, Upase, Utimi, Isian chrome Kasa, Ubitimi, a hono, Obaboa, a war, a home. Abusia, and I do ABC, me cotna femide, as Nafimo Bibia, Nase, Bre, Nase, sign issue biwa, same time next week. Mepase, Obabe Kapia, Nafe, Yade, and Komono, Ade, Bro, it's been the community and the law. Good evening.
How am I coin? I just say Ghana card no, a card be a it will be 2 coin because our features be a.
Yeah, Jesus, you're my everything. Yeah, my everything is you, Lord. Yeah. Oh, 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 everybody say, ah. Say, oh, oh, say, how can I express my gratitude for all the many things? You've done for me. Words are not enough, yeah. Enough to say thank you. So Lord, you are my everything. You're my everything. How can I express my gratitude? How can I express my gratitude for all the many things?